news. Sunday 24th. What great news today for you. For all you people, some light at the end of the tunnel. There's some very interesting stuff happening around the world. So, just making a few little notes here. Dun, 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 dun. So, good morning, everyone. Beautiful day up in the northeast of England. We have actually got sunshine again, once again. Beautiful weather. Sun's out. We got there's a cloud of a big cloud that's like sort of moved away. It's moving away from the north to the south area. So if you are down south, you might be getting this big cloud that's coming your way. Anyway, sun's out, buns out, nice and warm, beautiful day. So we are, yes, we are. Let me just reply to that. Very interesting. So, absolutely sparkling spandangly langly. So, let's quick hello to everybody. It's not many in this morning. Everybody's having a rest. It's bank holiday weekend. Unfortunately, being self-employed, you don't really worry too much about bank holiday weekends. Lisa McCulloch, Sheila Douglas, Christine Ems in, Jen Meese is in, Brian Wright's in, Brenda Corcoran, Mary's in. Good. Mary Magdalene's joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, and then of course we've got Smarts in as well. So here we go then. Let's have a look at now. Yesterday we spoke about the Essex councillor. Remember this? Didn't quite know his name, didn't know too much about him, still don't know too much about him, but we have got a name, and we have got an interesting little thing. Now this is a sitting Essex councillor who has been found guilty of trafficking. We're not sure whether that's children or what, and also apparently rape as well. So this guy is still sitting in Essex Council, okay, and he's got a rather interesting living arrangement as well. Now, this guy is a guy called Richard Edward Smith, 35 years old, ladies and gentlemen, 35. Nothing unusual about that. Unfortunately, trafficking and rape are not very overly fantastic when you are a councillor. Essex Council. And then he lives with a 24-year-old male called Eldred Reams. Now, if you know anything about reaming, if you are an engineer, you will know what reaming means. It also has a sexual connotation, so that seems to be a very apt name. If this living accommodation is what I think it is. Eldred Reams, the ream of the century, so to speak. And then, of course, we have a White House shooting. Now, this guy was a guy called Daniel McGunn. What a great name that is. Daniel McGunn. White House shooting. Absolutely amazing. Now, was it a convenient one, or was it real, or was it pantomime? No one seems to know. No one seems to know what this was all about. However, it is very, very interesting. So we know that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance apparently had to shoot back to the White House for apparently an emergency meeting. Very interesting. And that now there's been there's still talk coming out about the Iran deal, okay? But there's some very interesting things that you should pay particular attention to. Now, apparently the Iran deal allows the IRGC to remain in power, which I find a little bit unusual. Secondly, Iran will control the Hormuz Strait once again. I find that a little bit unusual as well. Thirdly, 20 billion assets have been unfrozen. Now, we're going to talk about that a little bit more because there could be a reason for that. Ballistic missiles will be kept by Iran, apparently, and also they will keep the uranium. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a lot of, should we say, misinformation floating around. And so with that in mind, we have to be very careful when we are reading the headlines, okay? And because of this misinformation that is basically knocking around. Now, remember as well that if Iran do control the Strait of Hormuz and they do decide that they are going to keep it shut, we have, of course, a pipeline with, of course, the United Arab Emirates, which, of course, will supply the oil. So that's actually quite an interesting one anyway. That runs from the, I don't know whether it's east or west, I'm not quite sure. It runs from, I think it's the east, the west side of the country, to the east. So there we go. That's an interesting one. The 20 billion in unfrozen assets, well, this is quite an interesting one. So, apparently Iran is, Iran is paying millions of dollars to Trump. Now, this is actually quite interesting, okay? This is actually quite interesting because a lot of people seem to have forgotten what Barack Obama did a few years ago. Now, this guy is a guy called Ted Cruz. Now, Ted Cruz is a sitting senator from what I can gather. He's also slagging off Donald Trump on the Iran deal. Okay. Now, this is in regards to the millions of dollars that Iran apparently are paying, America. Now, let's remember that Barack Obama sent $1.7 billion to Iran back in the day. Okay, that's first of all, let's remember that because these are important. $1.7 million. Of course, 17 once again. Okay, the number 17 seems to be popping up quite a lot. We've also this morning got 19 participants in the chat, which is, of course, again, very interesting. So 1.7 billion, ladies and gentlemen. So the question we should be asking ourselves is this. If Iran are paying back billions of dollars to the US, this would suggest that this is the 1.7 billion that was given to Iran or paid to Iran by Barack Obama back in the day. Now, if you don't understand what Barack Obama did and the money that was paid to Iran, then unfortunately you probably are on the wrong show because we're a little bit in front of the curve as to what's going on. Now, this was also money that was in Red Cross boxes, if you can remember, okay? And it was classed as aid. I would imagine they classed it as aid to get through the fucking bullshit that they go through. Anyway, that is interesting, okay? Now, we also have to remember, and most people have got such a short memory, it's fucking untrue, okay? We also have to remember that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden were also involved in the massive corruption, whatever you want to call it, in Ukraine. Now, remember that Hunter Biden was heavily involved in a company called Burisma. Hunter Biden had no previous experience in chemicals or petrochemicals or whatsoever. And yet this geezer finds himself on a Ukrainian Burisma company. If you want to find out who Burisma were, then go and have a look at what Burisma did. It's easily AI on the internet. You can have a look at it. It's dead easy. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, we did an AI check on, of course, the 1.7 billion. Now, AI came back and said that, basically said, we cannot confirm or deny that 1.7 billion was sent. However, we fucking know that it was. It was all over the place. It was all over the place. So there you go. So it seems as though AI has also been changed in order to fit the narrative of Barack. Interestingly enough. Now, then we come to the White House, and of course we come to the, the wedding of Donald Trump Jr. Now, if anybody knows Donald Trump Jr.'s real name, could they please tell me? Because I just know him as Donald Trump Jr. Very interesting. Anyway, now, Donald Trump Jr. is, of course, getting married to a woman called a woman called Bettina Anderson. Bettina Anderson. Bettina Anderson. Okay. Now this is a really interesting thing because can we note that Donald Trump is not going to Donald Trump Jr.'s wedding. Okay? He's not going to the wedding. So Donald Trump is not going to his son's wedding. Now, Donald has publicly said that he's welcoming Bettina into the family. I'm not surprised. But why would you not go to your son's wedding? Not only that, the other question is, why isn't Donald Jr. actually voicing his opinion in regards to this and saying, well, you know, my dad couldn't come because he's fucking busy repairing lorries, or he's self-employed and he's making a bit of quid. So that's another thing that we have to ask ourselves. The two men in question, and it's very unusual for a father not to attend his son's wedding or daughter's wedding. Very unusual. So anyway, now let's get back to who Donald Trump Jr. is marrying. This, of course, is a woman called Bettina Anderson. Now, Bettina is an interesting character. She seems to be some form of a model. I'm not quite sure what sort of a model she is, but, you know, we have to be very careful when we are marrying models because you don't know who the fuck they are. She might even be transgender. Nobody fucking knows. It won't be until the wedding night until Don finds out. So very interesting. Now, the wedding itself, interesting place. It's going to be done on a private island in the Bahamas. Now, where do you know where private islands are? Very interesting. In the Bahamas, so to speak. Ooh, the Bermuda Triangle. Ooh, the Devil's Triangle. Ooh, very interesting. Anyway, apparently as well, only 50 guests are going to this exclusive do-up. Now, it's a very interesting thing as well that for a very prominent wedding, there only happens to be 50 guests. But then you need to understand the reason Why? Now, Donald Trump is not going to this wedding because Donald Trump Jr. is marrying into the Epstein circle. Oh, fuck me. That is very interesting. Now, Bettina Anderson's father was fucking, I can't believe I'm saying this. Bettina Anderson's father was, of course, Epstein's private banker. Yes, you fucking heard it here. Epstein's private banker. I'm going to tell you that again. The person that Donald Trump is marrying, her father, okay, is Epstein's private banker. That means that Donald Trump Jr. is marrying into the Epstein circle. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, here we go down the fucking rabbit hole again. Now, this leads us to question in regards once again to Donald Trump. Okay, who is Donald Trump and what is Donald Trump doing? So there's various things you can take away from this. One theory is, of course, that Donald Trump died in a helicopter crash, and Donald Trump, the figurehead, or should we say the leading actor, is basically bringing out all of this to fruition. Donald Trump has always said that he wants to find out who his real friends are, including, of course, his family. Now, many of you yourselves personally will also have gone through finding out who your family are about. Mine in particular has been a rather colourful story, should we say, in the trade. And I'm sure that some of you have also colourful stories to tell us about your family. So could this be a a prerequisite of everybody, sort of that is awake on the planet? Is that a prerequisite that everybody is going through as a collective experience to wake people up? Okay. Very interesting little scenario. So the character, Donald, let's not forget, Donald Trump's always talking about central casting. So Donald Trump, it is possible that Donald Trump is a character. He might not even be alive. We don't know. There could be 3 or 4 of him. We just don't know. So we're trying to piece it all together as the best way that we can. However, that does, of course, lead us to not assume, but it leads us to a very strong storyline. Anyway, let's leave that for there at the moment. Donald Trump Jr. is marrying into the Epstein circles, which would explain why Donald Trump is not at the wedding. Now, what about Melania Trump? Is Melania Trump going to go to the wedding? That's another fucking question. What about Ivanka Trump? Now, remember, Ivanka is, of course, apparently has had some assassination threats. Apparently, I don't fucking know. Now, I mean, I would assume that Ivanka Trump would be going to her brother's wedding. Would you not? You know? So some very interesting questions that need to be asked. Now, it appears that Keir Starmer apparently is has gotten a knighthood, and we did a bit of digging on this. Apparently, for services to law and justice. Fucking hell! What? I mean, I should get a knighthood for services to broadcasting, to be fucking honest. Anyway, so Sir Keir Starmer, services to law and justice. Really? Not only that, we've got Blair as well. We've got Ed Davey, Sadiq Khan as well. I mean, these people apparently upstanding members of the community, have got this knighthood. And, of course, whenever someone gets a knighthood and it's called Sir, you've got to fucking understand why. I mean, David Beckham now, of course, as you well know, is selling Ninja barbecues and equipment. Very interesting. We did see the other night on another prominent person was selling fucking car insurance. Sorry, moneysupermarket.com. Who was that, Stig, yesterday? Do you remember? Last night. Money Supermarket. I pointed it out. David Tennant. Oh, David Tennant, yeah. Remember David Tennant, the Doctor Who geezer? Yeah. Fucking selling, right? Moneysupermarket.com. I mean, you know, Dame Edna, whatever her fucking name was. She was doing it as well. Honestly, these people, of course, so clearly there isn't any work in Hollywood, so to speak. And also as well, Ricky Gervais has put a statement out saying that Tom Hanks, remember when Ricky did the Golden Globe special speech, can you remember that? Back in the day, we were all like, fucking hell, what's going on there? So apparently Ricky Gervais has now admitted that Tom Hanks put out a hit on him. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So there we go. So, yeah, now, we watched, I don't know whether you know, you may or not watch Laura Klunsberg. Laura Klunsberg is a bit of a dick in the morning. I'm sure she's a man, but anyway, I might be proven wrong. But anyway, oh yeah, that was another one, wasn't it? Robbie Williams selling Purina cat food. Fucking hell, next he'll be selling Whiskers. And he'll be selling Whiskers to all these transgender young kids that are coming up. Brilliant. So, so we had the Laura Klunsberg. Now, Klunsberg, of course, is not only a dick and could be a man, but she's also a very divisive character, etc., in the political outlets. Now, they had, Robert Jenrick. Robert Jenrick was on from Reform. Brilliant, this is. Now, Robert Jenrick, of course, because, of course, remember that you've had £10 on your, 10p. 10p has been reduced on your shopping. Kids under 3 can travel on a train for nothing. Fucking wowee. When you're going out for the day. Fucking going out for the day. Fucking, I would say 80% of the population can't even fucking go. They can't even walk into the garden because they can't afford it. So, I mean, all this fucking bollocks about 10 pence a fucking week. I mean, Rachel Reeves is an absolute bell end. 10 pence a week. But you see, this is what people don't get. Oh yeah, we're gonna give you 10p a week, and everybody goes, oh yeah, oh the government are giving us something, because they're all brainwashed idiots thinking that they're getting something. Someone the other day was saying, oh, it's great, isn't it, that fuel's been reduced by 5p. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Fuel's gone up. Fuel's gone up massively. In the last 30, 40 years, to the point where, you can hardly afford to fucking buy it. Fucking, and this bloke was fucking, he was praising the government for bringing the fuel down. Fuck, I'm like, what? Let's just give up. Let's just fucking give up. Anyway, Laura Klunsberg, Robert Jenrick was talking about cutting tax on overtime, okay, and which means that it would give someone working overtime about £1,000 a year. I mean, let's not forget, right, ladies and gentlemen, that the MPs have just got a £5,000 to £6,000 fucking pay rise, right? And these wankers, right, are giving people, even though people are working, they're giving them £1,000. You know, oh yes, let's give the peasants £1,000 and keep them fucking quiet. Let's keep them working though. Remember, this is only work on this is only tax reduction on overtime. So remember that the majority of people only work fucking 30 hours a week now. I can't remember what the European fucking guidelines are. Fuck that. We used to work 7 days a fucking week. Fucking 7 days a week, 5 in the morning until, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock at night. Some nights it was. Fucking hell. I mean, and these kids, you know, these kids are rocking up to an interview going, you know, can I have Friday afternoon off? Because I might want to do a bit of banking. What? What? Fucking what? And then recently, a mate of mine interviewed 20 lads for an apprenticeship, and the number one question that they asked, when they were asked, do I get a van with the job? Fucking hell, what a load of wankers. Do I get a van with the job, and can I leave on a fucking Friday at 2 o'clock to do me banking? Fuck off, right? Anyway, fucking unbelievable. Anyway, going back to this 1,000 a year overtime. Now, Laura was pretty outraged about this, actually, and of course she would be, because of course she doesn't want peasants getting any more money. But what she did do, she made a very good point while she was of course trying to come up with a point, and she said, why don't you, this was of course Reform UK that are promising this, don't forget, why don't you reduce the VAT and the taxes for everybody, okay, which would benefit everybody rather than people that are just working overtime. Anyway, Robert Jenrick, of course, spat his dummy out and you know, and basically dropped his trousers on set, which was quite an interesting calculation. So there we go. Very, very interesting. Now, if you and then of course, you know, this politics show, all it's really about is, you know, the Tories are blaming Reform, the Reform are blaming the Tories and the Labour are blaming every fucker else. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Labour are even now blaming the aliens. I mean, they're even trying to stop us from burning fucking wood because apparently it's dangerous for your mental health. I mean, fucking, what's all that about? No? Hey? Look, you know, if I want to be mentally ill and burn wood, I'm going to fucking do it. You know what I mean? And fuck you lot. So, yeah, very interesting. Now, remember as well, of course, that all sports are rigged. So I'm going to say that again. All sports are rigged, particularly boxing and, what should we say, motor racing. Horse racing is a particular rigged sport. Millions and millions of pounds are made on betting in this game, should we say. And, well, it's a pantomime, really. And, of course, the masses fall for it. And I'm actually not surprised that the people in power actually laugh at the masses. You know what? I sit back and sometimes and I actually I look round at the stupidity of people, or I don't know whether it's uneducated or these people not thinking, or I don't know. Maybe it's maybe it's a consequence maybe of maybe waking up. I don't know. But I look around and marvel. I absolutely marvel at the lack of thinking and the lack of common sense and the lack of, I don't know, like organisation. I'm going to give you an example. The other day, my local school where I don't frequent the local school because I'm a bit old, but my local school, right, there's fucking cars everywhere. It's a fucking nightmare. You can't get in, you can't get out, you can't do fuck all. Well, it's only lasts for about 20 minutes. And the amazing part about this is grandparents and parents they queue up from about 11 o'clock in the morning to pick the kids up, you know, in the 4x4s. You know, so they wait there for like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, fuck knows what these people are doing. They're there day after day after day after day after day picking these kids up. Now, the interesting part about it is that some of the kids actually live on the same street where the fucking house is, and yet the parents and the grandparents are picking them up in fucking cars. It's fucking madness. Anyway, so there we are, right? There we are. I'm coming down the road. Here we are. Oh, here we go. Like, you know, it looks a bit congested here, and it was fucking congested. So we've got we've got a lorry, 150 yards in front of us. There's a big line of cars on the right-hand side. It's like a wide load thing, overloaded. He's coming down, right? And about 10 or 15 cars piling behind him, okay? And as we're driving up towards this fucking big lorry, I realised that this thing is huge. It's a huge thing. So I, like, pull over, and these 5 Muppets behind me overtake me, right? And, of course, the whole fucking place is blocked. You can't move absolutely anywhere. It's ridiculous. Buses and everything. Anyway, we're sat there. There's a lot of peeping going off. Not really much happening from a control point of view. So I fucking jump out my van, did me traffic warden thing. I felt like an Italian copper in The Italian Job. Can you remember that? Fucking trying to, right, you fucking go in there, you drive in there, right, you back up here, you go over there, you pull in there, you fucking, and then I'm waving the lorry on, come on, mate. And he's like fucking flashing his lights, putting his fucking hands up and all kinds of shit. The police are there giving us a round of applause because that's all they can fucking do these days, apart from arrest people for Facebook tweets. So they were there fucking giving us a round of applause because we're actually controlling the traffic. Anyway, we got the backlog cleared within about, I don't know, probably about 5 minutes. I got a standing ovation from the crowd that was basically got together on the pavement because they'd never seen a man actually directing traffic before. It was really interesting, but it was also embarrassing. I was embarrassed for the state of the human mind that couldn't work out what they were going to do in this traffic jam. I do believe now that 3 years later, people would still have actually been in that traffic jam, stuck, and they probably would have been skeletons. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, very interesting. On this beautiful day, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to get off now. And we will, of course, see you all again. Or see you, I don't know. Well, I don't see you. I do feel you. Sounds a bit weird, but I do. Anyway, we will see you all again a bit later. I might do something. We'll see what happens today, actually. It is, of course, a Sunday. We're supposed to be resting and all that shite. And so we'll see what happens. Don't forget, okay, the what I told you about Donald Trump. Keep your eye on the ball, and we will, of course, see you all again soon. Love you, ladies. Take care. See you soon. Cheers, bye.